nation tonight. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. I'm Jiminita Swain. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight, a family and the Queens College school community are in mourning as they grapple with the sudden loss of the school's head boy who died this morning after collapsing on campus. Carvel Pyfrom reports tonight on how the community is coming together to deal with its loss.
Today, a comet has fallen, and so we all have fallen as well.
Queens College Principal Reverend Henry Knowles leading a team of grieving administrators tonight as a star student and athlete is rushed from the school's campus to hospital where he died this morning.
It's sad indeed. It's tragic. It's a day like none other for our school body, our school community. We are a family here at Queens College. He was on campus this morning and he collapsed.
17-year-old Dario Anthony Ramming Jr. was at the school's basketball court just before 10 this morning where practices were taking place. It's not clear whether he was actually a part of those activities, nor is it known whether he had any pre-existing health conditions. Principal Knowles said when Dario's medical emergency started, school officials immediately sprung into action and all efforts were made to save the teen.
All of our protocols were in place. A lot of our staff are emergency CPR trained, and they were there. One of our nurses was on campus. She was outside with a sport event, and she was able to be right there in place. She came, rushed to our clinic. The ambulances were called. They came in record time, and until then, we were doing everything that we could on our side.
What makes what happened here this morning especially heartbreaking is that Dario's mother teaches here at QC. We're told that she had to be called away in the middle of teaching Saturday classes upon hearing what had happened to her son. Tonight, Reverend Knowles tells us that the family is deeply saddened, quite frankly, he says, inconsolable.
You know, so many questions for something so tragic, to happen so quickly, and no one has the answers. And you know, the questions are there: why him? Why now? All of those things, and you know, the grief is you can't even put words to the level of grief that they're experiencing now.
The entire school is devastated by the loss of young Dario, who Reverend Knowles says was a devout Christian, a model student admired by everyone.
He's our head boy, and just last week, I think it was, we did an installation of him and all of our senior leaders. And I can say when he came on stage to get his tie pinned on him, the entire school went nuts. Everyone absolutely loves him.
Tonight, teachers and administrators here at QC are coming together to be a source of strength and comfort for each other. This is a faith-based institution, and come Monday, grief counselors will be on hand to greet students. But Reverend Knowles tells us that over the days and weeks to come, the entire school community will be leaning heavily on its faith and each other. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carvel Pyfrom.
Also making news tonight, a freak accident on the site of Water and Sewage's desalination plant on Sweetings Key off Grand Bahama, claiming the life of one of their own this morning. Our ZNS Northern Service team traveled to Sweetings Key with the Water and Sewage team to cover the construction of the new tanks. However, shortly after our Jolanda Thompson-Everest wrapped up the interview, the employee was seen sitting under the concrete platform that was holding the tank. A short time later, the platform collapsed and fatally injured the man. Now, police officials from Grand Bahama and Abaco were dispatched. The Member of Parliament for North Abaco and Water and Sewage employees arrived later. This is, of course, a developing story that we will continue to follow. Back here in the capital, a fatal crash ending the life of a 30-year-old male motorist early Saturday. Police say the male victim, the lone occupant of a white Buick LaCrosse, was traveling south on Collins Avenue near 3rd Terrace, Centerville, 4 a.m. Saturday when he collided with a large limestone wall on the western side of the road. The car was extensively damaged. Fire services removing the victim from the vehicle. He later died in hospital. Investigations continue. Meantime, police making it clear that social media reports seeking a wanted suspect on Eleuthera are untrue. The information circulating in the public domain suggests that the police conducted a covert operation in Palmetto Point aimed at apprehending a suspect wanted for murder and rape. The information also alerting residents. Now, police have since branded the information as false. Officials reminding members of the public that inaccurate and defamatory statements will be prosecuted. From the courts, 43 foreign nationals arraigned in the magistrates' court this week for various immigration offenses. 23 Haitians pled guilty to illegal landing charges. The group fined $300 or serve 1 month at the Bahamas Department of Corrections if not paid. Fines between $1,000 and $3,000 were levied against 15 Haitians for overstaying or face serving 2 months to 6 months at B-Docks. 4 Ecuadorian nationals also pled guilty to overstaying and were fined $500 or 2 weeks at B-Docks if the payment is defaulted. A Jamaican also getting $3,000 in fines or 3 months in prison. The foreign national pled guilty to overstaying as well. Now, upon payment of all fines and completion of sentences, all migrants will be deported by the Department of Immigration. Also making news tonight with a $12.5 million price tag on imported eggs and a $1 billion food import bill annually, the Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute opening its new facility in South Andros to further grow the agriculture sector and stimulate local food production, reducing foreign imports. A ceremony held in South Andros on Friday, our Desmond Sanders was there.
The Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute ramping up efforts to address national food security in the Bahamas. The long-awaited new hub for farmers and fishermen in South Andros, a help desk of sorts providing training, government services, and resources supporting that island's untapped multi-million-dollar agriculture and maritime sector. Executive Chairman of Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute, Terrell Young.
We recognize and support the hard work of the farming community. And our goal is to empower Bahamian farmers to develop entrepreneurial ventures, implement best farming practices, and ultimately build a sustainable industry on this island. Today, we strengthen our commitment to support and empower our agriculture community. Agriculture is not merely an economic sector. It's a way of life that sustains our families, our communities, and our nation. It connects us to our roots, our traditions, and the very essence of who we are as a people. As we gather here today, we pledge to nurture and cultivate this vital part of our identity. The BAMSI Extension Office will be the hub of knowledge and innovation. It will be the hub of knowledge and innovation. It will serve as a bridge between our dedicated farmers and the resources they need to thrive. Here, our agriculture experts will work hand in hand with local farmers, sharing best practices, providing access to the latest research, and helping to address the unique challenges faced by our agriculture community. The constituency of South Andros has diverse agricultural and marine opportunities, from traditional crops and flats fishing and sponging. Our goal is to create a resilient and sustainable agriculture sector.
BAMSI also donating several layer hens to several farmers and South Andros School students as part of its commitment to increasing poultry production in the country. Farmers Norman Willis-Roll and Jermaine Forbes applauds the organization's efforts.
It really helps persons on the island to, you don't have to really go to Nassau to get eggs and stuff like that no more. You could buy locals fresh eggs right on the island at a reasonable price. It's really, really good for the island, helps the farmers.
Been waiting on these birds for a while. Happy that they're here. I mean, it's a jump start because I have another 200 coming soon. So I just want to get these 5 situated, see how they go, make sure the habitat is, correct for them. So when the rest reach, I can move on a larger scale.
A thriving farming community, also regarded as the bone fishing capital of the world. Agriculture and fisheries remains a mainstay for that island's economy. South Andros Member of Parliament Leon Lundy.
Being a fishing and farming community, it definitely will be a helpful impact because persons were just looking for somewhere to go in order to help them with their seedlings, help them with just getting information on how to cultivate better. And as you see, we have farmers here, young farmers, that are really looking to do things, as Ms. Frederica Dames, who won the Youth Award. She's been doing an excellent job. We have a great program at the high school.
Now, today's exercise symbolizes a new chapter towards the growth and development of agriculture and marine resources in the country. Here in South Andros, Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Still to come in the weekend edition, contracts for a cleanup campaign issued for the island of Eleuthera. Details of that and other stories after the break.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Welcome back. Caribbean Paving Solutions, a subsidiary of Bahamas Striping Group of companies, engaging 20 local companies on the island of Eleuthera for an island-wide cleanup campaign. The work to kick off as early as Monday. Contractors were signed with officials on the island on Friday. It's something the area member of parliament applauds.
A contract cleanup campaign that will last into just before Christmas will help to show the importance of including local entrepreneurs so that they're able to not only keep money on the ground but help to show their communities how they want to invest. So for us in Central and South and in North Eleuthera, this is an initiative that I welcome that piggybacks off of the road patching contracts a few months ago.
Works Minister and Member of Parliament for Central and South Eleuthera, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, optimistic about the benefits of the cleanup campaign for the island. Contracts were signed at the Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce with officials to get the project underway come Monday. Bahamas Striping General Manager Melanie Roach explained the initiative was a part of the public-private partnership Caribbean Paving Solutions signed with government recently.
The phase of the project is for the collection of bulk waste from residential properties in each of the settlements. We have 16 contractors who are being assigned. Each one has one settlement, one or two have two settlements. They will be responsible to go throughout their communities, throughout their settlements, to collect any bulk waste.
So all residents with bulk waste are asked to keep this in mind.
We're asking that the persons in Eleuthera who want to get rid of old appliances, old furniture, construction material, or if they cut down some trees or whatever, they would need to put that whatever they want collected, they would need to put it at the front of their properties.
BSG Executive Chairman Dominic Stirrup on why the company has modified its business operations.
Shift means that we're going to work with the local companies to ensure that they get a piece of the pie. And not get some of the crumbs that drop on the floor, but they actually get a piece of the pie. We started off with a portal patching contract. What it is an example of what we can do when we work together to achieve a goal. There was 13 portals companies divided throughout the islands. Portal repair, yes, it's temporary, but it's temporary for the longer term goals. So 2 example, 1, no more new tires, no more car falling down in the portals. 2, money went on the ground.
Local contractor Jared Seymour couldn't be happier.
It was a pleasure working with Striping, along with the government of Ministry of Works and the government of the Bahamas, with the road patching. Ourselves, along with 13 other companies, felt like we did an excellent job with patching up the much-needed patching of the roads in central, south, and north Eleuthera.
And for this contractor, he now has an opportunity to prove what he can do.
First opportunity to have a contract such as this, because we usually just work off of phone calls, and people just call you for the little small stuff. Nothing big as this. And yeah, very happy.
Eleuthera will be the host island to the Eleuthera Agro-industrial Festival to be held from November 17th to 18th in Hatchet Bay. Officials announced the event being put on by the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation and sponsored by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources during a recent press conference at BAIC's headquarters. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, says it will be a great platform.
This indeed will prove to be a wonderful platform to showcase the agricultural and industrial achievements of entrepreneurs, creatives, farmers, and industry professionals throughout the entire Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It is little wonder why the island of Eleuthera was chosen as the location for this festival. Eleuthera has a rich history in agriculture, with its fertile soil, just right for growing the world-famous sugar loaf, the best pineapple in the world. And if you don't believe me, just ask Lady Di.
Campbell adds that the two-day festival will include 49 local vendors, allowing for farmers, artisans, and food processing demonstrations.
This festival provides a unique opportunity for farmers to promote high-quality crops, livestock, industrial and technological equipment, support small and medium businesses, and provide exposure for creative entrepreneurs within the orange economy. Additionally, we are hoping to highlight tourism and culture through exhibitions, technical sessions, entertainment, competition, and award recognition as we celebrate the remarkable work being done in these fields.
It was near impossible to think about much, if anything, worth smiling about given the events of this week. Nonetheless, our Corval Pyfrom says it's worth a try.
Sadness has a good way of bringing about reflection. The sudden death this week of Minister Obi Wilchcombe has given us all a great opportunity to do just that. Over the days, weeks, months, and even longer, there will be a lot said from a lot of voices about how Mr. Wilchcombe impacted them, their memories, and his legacy. So tonight, we'll leave that to those folks and just simply remember Mr. Wilchcombe for what we got most times that we came into contact with him. His warm smile. Yes, he had that distinguished voice, but it was his calming smile that always appeared so sincere that quickly made him disarming, and you left him feeling listened to. Good night, Obi Wilchcombe, and thanks for teaching us in your own way that a smile helps to lighten the load, and it never cost a thing. I'm Corval Pyfrom for the Bahamas Tonight. In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
What's a Sand Dollar rebate? It's the digital Bahamian dollar back in your wallet. Top up any Sand Dollar enabled digital wallet and make a purchase of $50 or more in Sand Dollars at Super Value, Quality Supermarkets, Solomon's Fresh Market, or Sawyer's Fresh Market. Get up to $25 back when you redeem your rebate online between September 15th and October 15th at sanddollar.bs/rebate. Rules and restrictions apply.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Saturday sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. It was a packed house at the AFR Lee Gymnasium on Friday night for Game 4 of the Best of 7 Championship Series, the Bahamas Departmental Basketball League Championships, as the Baines and Grantstown Cybots were trying to take a commanding 3-1 series lead over the Police Crime Stoppers. To the highlights, Brian Bain would get into the lane for 2 of his 8 points on the night. Stoppers on the offensive side, Dawson Baker would find Dion McPhee underneath with this nice pass for the score. Cybots here are in transition. Giorgio walks with this full court dime. Dable Joseph, he had 15 on the night. Stoppers out on the break. Jason McCarty finding Baker here for this transition tray, one of his 3 triples on the night. Story of this one, though, Stoppers could not find an answer for Eugene Bing as he would power his way inside for 2 of his team-high 21 points. He finished with 12 boards as well. Another close game, but in the end, the Cybots would make enough clutch plays to edge out the 77-72 win and 3-1 series lead.
Well, we had to cut it out. It was a really, really good game. They played exceptionally well on the offensive and defensive side, and it could have gone anywhere tonight, but the ball bounced in our favor. We were able to hit a number of shots and late, and we were able to hit some free throws late and give us the opportunity to pull the game out.
My team did what they had to do, you understand, but they discouraged because every time they touch one of the other players or the other team, the whistle blow, and when it happened on iron, we can't get a call, all right? The call down there with freely. What they call a strip. Come on, man.
As for what they have to do to close things out.
My coach always tell me the hardest game in any series is a closer game. And we always have to play like we're down. And we have to come out tomorrow hungry and play hard as though we're down. And hopefully they'll come out and win.
A local gym owner and fitness enthusiast teaming up with a sports retail store to create an event for all interested powerlifters. Dr. Kent Bazard tells us more.
This will be the first collaboration between Empire Fitness and Fitness Connection for one event. The event is called the Liftoff, but it's going to be really 2 competitions in one. It's a maximum repetition competition, so the maximum amount of reps you can do with a certain weight, and also a 1 rep max competition, so the maximum you can lift with a certain technique.
And as for why it's necessary,
we thought the event was needed, mainly because the planned powerlifting competition for the Bahamas Games ended up not taking place, and so a lot of our members were disappointed. So we decided to put something on, and then we decided to open it up for everybody. And I'm all about competition anyway, so I think this would be a good thing for those powerlifters in the gym.
And Sports Minister the Honorable Mario Bolag speaking to our news team, expressing his excitement and optimism for this year's high school sports season.
And the Family Island, New Providence, and the BAISS has started. I saw GSSA hasn't kicked off as yet. But I know they are looking at adding some disciplines into their sporting calendars. And so while they're working on that and iron out some kinks, I know that when they do hit the ball rolling, and congratulations to Varel Clark Davis and the executive team who's just been newly elected. High school sports is always an interesting thing to see, and it's always exciting when these high school teams begin to compete amongst themselves. So I'm looking forward for the commencement of the high school sports, especially in the government school sector.
And that's what we do sports on this Saturday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
What's a Sand Dollar rebate? It's the digital Bahamian dollar back in your wallet. Top up any Sand Dollar-enabled digital wallet and make a purchase of $50 or more in Sand Dollars at Super Value, Quality Supermarkets, Solomon's Fresh Market, or Sawyer's Fresh Market. Get up to $25 back when you redeem your rebate online between September 15th and October 15th at sanddollar.bs/rebate. Rules and restrictions apply.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimenita. We have a few clouds tonight. Temperature warm, 88 degrees. Relative humidity at 66%. We have east-southeast winds at 5 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,013.3 millibars. That's 29.93 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Valleys this evening, 84 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Greenville Key in Abaco, Marshall, Abaco at 86 degrees. The Berry Islands, 83. 83 in Allenstown, Bimini, 87 in Harper Island and Roxanne, Eleuthera. Black Point, Exuma, 88. Kemp Space, Andros at 88. Fresh Creek and Central Andros at 87 degrees. Artisan, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey all reporting 87 degrees in Georgetown, Exuma, 2 degrees up at 89 degrees. 89s in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Make-Warner, 83. 83 in Acklands, Matthew, Tiny, Nago, 89, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. And your boating forecast in the northwest Bahamas tonight through Sunday. Northeast to east winds at 10 to 15 knots, away fights 2 to 4 feet. High tide, that will occur at 9:22 tonight. Another high tide at 9:49 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands through Sunday, easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. In the tropics, we have Philippe. Philippe remains several hundred miles to the east of the northern Leeward Islands, and it's moving towards the northwest. It's expected to intensify, becoming a hurricane as early as Monday before turning more towards the north and then eventually towards the northeast by the middle of next week. And then over in the far eastern Atlantic, we have Irina. That's still a tropical storm, packing winds of 45 miles per hour, and not much in terms of intensification taking place here. This system could eventually weaken over the next several days as it moves towards the northwest, eventually towards the north as well, and northeast, keeping both of those systems well over the open waters of the Atlantic. Closer to home, that troughing starting to lift a bit, so we will see a little break, but there will still be some pockets of showers lingering around over the next couple of days. Tonight, clearing, very warm and humid with a low temperature of 79 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be some morning thunderstorms of an isolated nature, 1 or 2 of those taking place. Thereafter, there will be periods of clouds and sunshine and still very humid with a high temperature getting up to 89 degrees. Extended weather forecast for the next 7 days. We're going to keep those pockets of showers and thunderstorms right into Tuesday of next week. It will be a little bit more heavy on Monday with a heavy cloud cover as well. But as we head into Tuesday, they become more isolated. Things dry out as we head into the early part of next week. Jimenita.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
You're